the cultural and ethnic differences on the continent.
When I first got into this game, Liberia, Ethiopia, they called themselves independent sovereign states. Everything else was a colony. And I was there when Kwame Nkrumah at the university, the bars, and the wisdom side of the table, with us youngsters around, sucking up everything they said. He went on his way to Cambridge to get through it so he could come back to lead Ghana. And there was Jomo Kenyatta. In came Tanzania, in came Nigeria, in came Mozambique, in came Angola. All these people set hopes so high that they got heavy with the sense of invincibility. Where are we now in this part of our evolution?
Hotep.
Hotep. We just in Africa, y'all. I know it's a lot we learned in just what, about an hour, 20 minutes. You know, I want to remind the class that everything we watch is available, especially for the group. Usually we charge $10, but for the group it's $5. You know, so just feel free to patronize us outside the building. You know, because Lord knows we need it. But this is the motherland. This is on the DVD cover. It said one of the best documentaries on Africa ever. I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, some of the information that was presented to us is like jaw-dropping. I mean, how many of us know the production value of Africa? You know, Europeans teach us that Africans, only produce things with bones in their noses. You know, we take Europeans and we put them in pots, and but to know that technology that comes from Africa, the coltan and all the other natural minerals or the natural metals that grow in Africa that Europeans need to keep their society going is mind-boggling. And I think if we all knew who we were, who we were as African people, a lot of us would reclaim some of that stuff back. Because you can't steal it from us if we don't know it's ours. You know what I'm saying? If it's ours, I mean, we don't know it's ours, it's easy to just take it. You know what I'm saying?
So many sources now.
That's right.
You're looking here in the city, and I do want that too. But the matter of knowing where we came from,
That's right.
that's the only thing we've got to be able to hook in. But we carry so much baggage, and there's so many of us feel we're not complete unless we're being favorable to everyone.
That's right.
The one thing as African Americans we have to keep in mind, it's just us.
That's what
It's
we got.
just us.
That's what we got.
Every time we talk about, the Latinos and the no. It's just us. And until you realize that and go back to your own history, your birth and who you are, you're screwed up.
You saw that? Did you see how they said on the program how all the other groups patronize us?
I was wondering, I see that the shot of the enslaved Africans with the connected, with the poles.
That's right.
They had children there that dubbed took us another child.
That's right.
This was timed. Children wasn't always that, useful.
That's right.
Because it takes time, they're not going to foster no mother-child relationship
That's right.
in that kind of condition,
That's right.
What I'm saying is that during the later part of slavery in this country, when it was effective, they support what they needed for certain things.
Right.
But it got to the point where the child was worth more than the strapping big, farm.
Right.
For what reason?
Get more years out.
No.
Okay.
That's what everybody said. It was sexual.
Oh,
Pedophilia. This country, Europeans are pedophiles, and that's what our scholars tell us. They did not bring children no gift for have mother and child here. That's totally against their economic needs.
Mm.
It upsets everything.
That's right.
And so my point is, we don't even know how deep this mafia. They brought our children over here for for sexual purposes. It was perfected in this country and in Europe.
That's right. That's right. Rome all again.
Right. And a lot of our sisters were saying that their grandfathers tell them in our oral history that at one time in this country, the younger the better, but in terms of brought the most advanced, that was the later part of slavery in this country, on the slavery process. The youngest brought the most prices.
That's right. That's right.
And they're scared, we don't even know about, we're still following that right today.
That's right. That's deep. That's deep.
Yeah, it's definitely deep.
What you just said, because Christopher Columbus came to the natives and he said, bring me every young boy and girl under the age of 12. If you don't, you're subject to death. You know, some of them gave them up to live a little longer, some of them refused. But this was what Bob was saying, a way of life for these Europeans, you know. You know, it still is. You know, these are.
And we're dealing with that right today.
That's right.
We don't know our.
And then we got Negroes that does the same thing.
Yes, they don't, that's where it
You
came
know?
from.
Brother B.
This is kind of crazy, but they got permission to speak?
Yes.
Thank you. They got an association called North American Man Boy Love
Yeah,
Association.
named by him.
That's just crazy
Yeah,
how they
bonkers.
get it out in the public, you know,
That's
promote
right.
themselves.
Bonkers.
Well, understand this, right?
Hold on. Okay. They don't even, they ask what it is. It's
Okay,
crazy.
go ahead. Break it down to us.
It's
a little.
crazy. You need
It's
to
a
know what
secret
this is.
society of men.
And they
But
see,
it's not even that secret though.
Well,
it's a
yeah.
nationally, they funded and everything.
Everything. The government fund these groups of pedophiles. Yeah.
Gambler.
Man.
North American Man Boy Lovers Association.
Well, he just said.
Google it.
Yeah, you can Google it. All of this
And
is
they
known
had
information.
And that's,
That's right.
They brag about
That's
it.
right. That's right. Let's understand that in the Jewish religion, in their Talmud, this is what they do. Especially for the priest.
yeah.
You know, the priest ain't a priest unless he got a footsie, or what they used to call him.
I've seen the young white men come forth, been through this priesthood abuse, sexual abuse. They're so rebellious, and they dug down and found out the Vatican itself, the primary reason it exists was pedophilia. That's what white, and this is very common stuff all over. It's their research.
That's what you read. You gotta find it.
See, in Greece and Rome, you know, they used to have gymnasiums where they used to have a mentor that would molest the little boy, bring them through the customs. Now, if we look at it today, because we had an interesting conversation with Brother Hakeem, and he talked about how they have a comparisons of pictures on how Rome in America is virtually the same. You know, I mean, this is a Roman Greco society that we live in. Who was the first one with the Democrat in the Republic society? Capitol Hill, on top of the hill where all the poor people on the bottom, and we can look up at top of Capitol Hill and see all these rich white folks. This was Greece and Rome.
It's so pronounced, and when the Pope, I don't know which Pope it was here, and they went to Florida, and he talked with Kennedy. It's an exceptional, and we were on tour, and we're able to see it in Florida.
That's right.
And as we went through on tour, he had all these little cupids and cupids.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I said to my friend, I said, this man was gay.
That's
It's
right.
not a woman or a couple, it was nothing but a
That's
little
right.
naked children all over. And
Let's
his
think about the
statues-
concept. This is a little
yeah,
boy.
it is an honorable place, and the statues out back were all naked
That's right.
men.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
yeah, all of that.
That's
You
right.
know, but, you know, then it is quick, this is.
What makes the European society different from the African society when it looks at the human body? Like, you know, African people didn't have this retarded sexual perverted mentality when we see each other out in nature. You know, but when it comes to the European, see, we understand that the European is the Iceman inherited. And I didn't even say this. This was Michael Bradley, a white man, that
We
said
should
this.
read that.
You know what I mean? We should.
There should be
This
a
is
read.
the Iceman inherited. And his society was nothing like a society that had maybe green pastures, sun, you know, food for
Games
miles.
and ice.
You know, we talking about a
Eating their
condition of ice. a condition of a cave where survival is necessary. That means that, you know, every so often the European will sleep with a woman, right? And 9 months later, he'll feel deceived by his woman. He'll say, you tricked me, because 9 months later she'll come in with another baby or something, right? So this was responsibility to this cave troglodyte. This was responsibility. This means that he had an extra mile to feed, right? So what he started to do was started to experiment. He said, you know, she just had a little girl. What if I had sex with this little girl? Okay, now I get the same outcome with no baby. So he gets the same pleasure with no baby. Okay, so now he tried it with boys. Then he tried it with animals. You see what I'm saying? So this is the mentalities. It was a period in Europe that they didn't even know that they were supposed to be with a woman. A man is supposed to be with a woman. They had no concept of that until the Europeans came along and reminded them that, because we never had that problem. We had Akhenaten sitting with, you know, Queen Nefertiti. You know what I'm saying? We had, you know, King Ramses sitting with his queen. You see what I'm saying? Side by side. So it was the Africans to remind these people that, look, you can't have sex with a little boy. You know, you can't keep doing
I
this.
just want to bring this subject, that one particular
Topics, but it's all necessary.
yeah, but it's just that we see, then we see, but we don't see. Most of us, we cannot see. So it's such a horribleness. Ma'afa, the word is ma'afa. But we should that book, Iceman and
Heritage,
yeah,
yes.
we should read
Yes,
that.
I got a copy. We can do it by the chapters, you know.
Something that we should.
We can vote on that, because that's definitely a necessary book to get into. Iceman and Harry. This is written by a white man.
John Clark.
John Clark definitely tells us to go get this book. We got to go
He
get it.
hears from crazy.
That's right.
In his tours and the tapes I have of him, he hits it.
Oh,
You know, there are certain places he can't even go
That's right.
because he tells the truth so
That's right.
strongly. But when they showed the one picture of Ramsey II carrying those
The hip songs,
I
yeah.
had a picture.
That's right.
I tended in large.
That's right.
But these are the things we have to remember. We don't take stuff.
That's right.
This is horrible.
That's
It's
right.
wrong.
That's right.
It's belittling to human nature and the human being, and we are the youth and race. We
That's
have
right.
youth and we are
That's
the
right.
human race.
Show you right, sis.
And there's nothing wrong with saying that, but as Christians, we don't want to hurt other people.
Oh,
We
yeah.
better start kicking some.
That's right.
Break it like it is.
Ashe.
That's right, man. Well, we got this spirit in us that, you know, anytime we get around Europeans, we consciously aware of what we say vicariously.
But we must be very careful because we got to go into ourselves, find out who we are.
That's right.
Know ourselves.
And that was another point I was going to bring up, because Dr. Clark, when he met Arthur Schoenberg, he approached Arthur Schoenberg. He said, I want to know African history right here in this moment, in this very hour, right now. And Arthur Schoenberg said, go back and study your masters. Go back and study the people who enslaved you and put you in this condition. You know, and that produced a Dr. Clark. You know, so in essence, we should go back and do the same thing he did and take up Bob's advice and study the Iceman and
If you ever get to New York, go do the Strong's.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, we had the museum, I joined the one museum that was in Detroit. I think they still have it. And the pictures were so horrible. I took the pictures and didn't look at them. I just saw it click, and some people really couldn't even go through the museum. And you had neck braces and arm braces. Like this. So that's right.
That's right.
That's
right.
This was ours.
That's right.
This was what was put on us. We're never going to get it.
Okay, before we go, let me just mention this. A Holocaust is something to be sacrificed. We didn't go through a sacrificial. That wasn't a sacrifice, that was a Holocaust. You know, we're still going through a Holocaust. So, you know, thanks for everybody for coming out here.
Marcus Garvey?
Oh, Marcus Garvey. Come out to Marcus Garvey, August 17th, his Earth Day.
Where? Yeah, I know. Where?
Okay, we'll be, it's going to be at the Willow Press.
At where?
The Willow Press here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Where is that? Real press.
But you're here every Monday.
Oh, wait.